Hello everyone, welcome to MCQs for judiciary exams. Question number 1. What is the legal consequence if interim bail is made absolute after declaring an arrest illegal? Option A. Accused cannot be re-arrested. Option B. Interim bail remains valid. Option C. Investigating agency cannot proceed with re-arrest. And option D. It has no legal effect. The correct answer is option D. The Kerala High Court in Praveen Raj versus State of Kerala held that if an arrest is illegal, the accused is considered free at the pre-arrest stage. Making interim bail absolute in such a scenario has no legal effect, as it would prevent the lawful re-arrest of the accused. The court emphasized that such orders do not bar the investigating agency from proceeding with a proper arrest. Question number 2. What amounts to cruelty in marriage under Section 13 Clause 1 Clause IA of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955? Option A. Regular quarrels between spouses. Option B. Denial of conjugal relations and absence from the matrimonial home. Option C. Minor disagreements in the relationship. And option D. Filing complaints against family members. The correct answer is option B. In X versus Y, the Delhi High Court ruled that repeated absence from the matrimonial home, denial of conjugal relations, and filing multiple complaints against the spouse and their family amount to cruelty, warranting a divorce under Section 13 Clause 1 Clause IA of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. Question number 3. A is charged with traveling in a train without a ticket. Option A, the burden of proving that he did not have the ticket is on the prosecution. Option B, the burden of proving that he did not have the ticket is on the party who asserts it. Option C, the burden of proof is on railway authorities. And option D, the burden of proving that he had a ticket is on him. The correct answer is option D. According to Section 106 of the Indian Evidence Act, when any fact is especially within the knowledge of any person, the burden of proving that fact is upon him. Therefore, A must prove that he had a valid ticket because it is the fact within his special knowledge. Question number 4. Pursuant to the order of the court is exempt from criminal liability by virtue of Option A, Section 77 of IPC. Option B, Section 78 of IPC. Option C, Section 79 of IPC. And option D, Section 76 of IPC. The correct answer is option B. Section 78 of the Indian Penal Code provides a general exception for acts done in accordance with a court's judgment or order protecting individuals from criminal liability if they acted in good faith and believed the court had the necessary jurisdiction, even if the court technically lacked it. In essence, it ensures that actions performed under a court's order are not considered offences, provided the person acted with good faith and believe in the court's authority. Question number 5. For committing offence of dacoity under Section 391 of the IPC, what is the maximum number of persons that are required? Option A 3, option B 7, option C 5 and option D 10. The correct answer is option C. Section 391 of the Indian Penal Code defines dacoity. It is stipulated that when 5 or more persons conjointly commit or attempt to commit a robbery, or where the total number of persons conjointly committing or attempting to commit a robbery and aiding such commission or attempt amounts to 5 or more, every person so committing, attempting or aiding is said to commit dacoity. It's the time for practice question. What do the provisions of Section 11 of the CPC deals with? Option A, res judicata. Option B, res sub judice. Option C, garnishee order. And option D, foreign judgment. Pin down your answers in the comment section below.